If you're familiar with Voge, you will know that this bike has been anticipated for quite some time now. It's been out in Europe for a while. I know Spain have had it for a couple of months, and everything I'm seeing is very positive. It's finally landed in the UK. Now, it has been referred to as the Voge DS900X. It's also been referred to as the Voge DSX, or the 900 DSX. Letters and numbers, I'll get tongue twisted. At some point I'll just call it the Voge 900 because it's just easier. But anyway, what I want to do is do a quick walk round review of this bike. It is available to buy now at Moto in Warrington. Moto are doing a Voge and Benelli demo weekend, so you can try practically all of the range of Benelli and Voge. But this, for me, is the big one. This is the one that I'm most excited by. I've tried pretty much all of the other bikes that are going to be here. But if you want to try them, make sure you phone into Moto. But moving on from that, let's have a look round this beauty. Because it is a beauty and it's a bargain. But we'll talk more on the walk round. So there is the close-up. What do you think of the looks of it? Personally, I like an adventure bike, so I really do like the looks. What I like with this is just the same as what I like with the 525 as well. It's these lovely gold spoke wheels. And you can see the spec on this bike, it's got everything. It's got the premium brake setup at the front, you've got Brembo brakes, and at the rear as well. But again, look how nice those wheels look. It has got the side stand, but it also has a centre stand as well. It just gets me with Voge every time. Any other manufacturer charges you for just about every other extra, whereas Voge throws them all in, just like the engine guards. Free of charge, come with a bike when you buy one. These lovely panniers as well. These come with a bike when you buy one, and I've got to say, in fact, let me open up. Now, this is the smaller one, so this one comes in just ever so slightly just to accommodate the exhaust at the side, but it's got this lovely, like, felt interior. It's really nice. It's like stroking a puppy or a kitten or something. It's so soft in there. But these are waterproof. They've got nice locks on them as well, so anything you leave in here will be secure. Show you the big one. These really are big. Now I can put my arm in, it goes down to my elbow. Now granted, I'm not the biggest, but if I can put all of my arm in, loads of room there. This will be awesome for touring. It's got a chain drive. It has got a quick shift system as well. Knuckle guards. Again, most companies charge you, don't they, for all the extras, even the little things like the knuckle guards, but not Voge. They come as standard. This is something that I think is a bit of a premium touch. It does come with a blind spot detection on the mirrors, so don't know if you can pick it up. Yep, you can. So we've got a little triangle in the mirror there that lights up when you've got something in your blind spot. Really good. Again, an extra. I like that. Safety first. Now that system works from the back, so there is sensors on the back, and when they detect a vehicle coming up from behind, catches the sensor and that alerts you by lighting up the triangle on the mirror. Really good system. Decent screen at the front, which is adjustable. Pulls up, you've got an extra inch or two there, which is good if you're going on motorways, highways. Can't stress enough how much Voge impressed me with the extras list, because they just throw absolutely everything at the bike and don't charge you anymore for it. This hasn't even caught on in cars yet, but dash cam, 1080p dash cam fitted to the front of the bike, and there is an SD memory card as well, so it records the footage. That is awesome. Very impressive. Going on to buttons, as you would expect, Voge, they've thrown that much at this bike. You can see in the buttons, it does have the standard horn indicators. Then you've got your menu buttons here that I'll show you shortly on the screen. As standard, heated grips, heated seat. I'm going to say that again, as standard, because that is not as standard on any other bike that I've seen. Right hand side, it's your fog lights. I'll show you those as well, because yeah, you're right, they come as standard, not an extra. You've got your engine stop start, you've got a mode button. And look at these extra lights at the front, nice to be seen, again, as standard. Adjustable suspension, adjustable levers. Now that's just blown me away as well, because there is a USB, but there's also a USB-C. Now, again, that's something that cars aren't even caught up with yet. A lot of cars haven't got those fitted as new, and yet this Voge comes with it as standard. There's a 12 volt as well. Completely keyless. We'll say completely keyless. You have to carry the key fob around with you, but it's a keyless system, so as long as that's in your pocket, put it back in my pocket, press the button, and you've got this beautiful TFT screen as well. They really have upped the game. Now, there's a lot of information on there, so I'll just go through the basics with you. It does have your big speedo in the middle. You've got gear indicators, you've got fuel gauges, you've got your total miles. This also will monitor the tyre pressure, so you've got a tyre pressure sensor in there as well. So you've got that information, which is always really handy, especially if you're going to take it on a little bit of gravel or something like that. We've got trip computers, there's engine temperatures, there's rev counters across the top, there's clock. It's nice and visible. I like that. It does look very Gucci. Looks expensive, which is shocking really, because this bike isn't. A few different modes. So there is Sport, Rain and Road. These bikes aren't available to ride until the weekend at Intimoto's demo day, so you'll have to get down yourself and try these different modes out. Mobile phone connectivity on here as well. Cruise control, yep, that's a standard as well. It's got an 825mm seat height, so I'm 5'8" with a 29-inch inseam, so that translates to short in height with short legs, unfortunately, but I'm on the balls of my feet, so I'm not even tiptoes, which I would have expected on a bike this size. It doesn't feel unmanageable for someone who's as short as me, so if you are around my height, don't let the size of this bike put you off. Seat's nice and comfortable. What I do like as well, if you are one of those that takes pillions on the back, if you do go and take people out for rides, I always think that having the back seat with the top box on, it's just a bit of security for them. And if I show you the underneath of the top box, you can see they've got quite a nice secure backrest there. This box is secured at the back, so you've got a locking system there. You've got a locking system to open it as well, but it's secured there. But it also has bolts underneath that secure the box. So yes, it will make it a bit of a faff if you're considering taking it off. But why would you want to take it off? Because actually having this on the back is just, I mean, it's just brilliant, isn't it? You don't have to carry a bag. You can put your things in the back. You can take these side ones off if you want to, but a top box is always handy. But as I was saying, for a rear passenger, that is like having a nice and secure backrest. And they've even put this little pad here so it's not uncomfortable for anybody who does sit on the back. I like it. I think that's a great touch. As you can see by the sign, this bike is £8,999, plus there's the on the road costs, which are usually around £200. You're talking a little over £9,000 all in. £9,000 not cheap, no. However, I don't recall seeing a bike of £9,000 that has the extras that this has got. Nowhere near. I think anything comparable to this and all the extras, you're talking late teens. And I'll give you an example of this. So this bike shares a lot of components from the BMW GS. However, when I've had a little look online, so the BMW GS in its standard form costs £3,000 more than this bike. So some people out there might say, oh, £3,000. It's not a lot of money when you're spending on a bike of this type. However, for your £3,000, you don't get crash bars, you don't get anything, to be fair. You don't get heated grips, you don't get heated seats, you don't get luggage, you don't get centre stands, you don't get pretty much any, you don't get cameras, you don't get anything at all. And I spec'd up a BMW myself thinking, well, let's see how much the BMW is if you were to get a spec comparable to this bike. £20,000. £20,000. That's how much it would cost to spec up your BMW GS to be on par with this bike. That's just obscene. So the BMW is twice the price if you want one spec'd out with the luggage, the crash protection, all of the heated seats, all of the extras that this bike has. So the BMW is going to be a lesser bike. More expensive, but a lesser bike. And that is crazy. They use the same engine. It's the same engine in this as there is in the GS. Pretty certain that it's something like 60 or 70% of this bike is the same as the BMW. So why is the BMW so expensive? In fact, don't even ask yourself that question. Why is this so cheap? That's the big thing for me, because it is. When you compare it to a comparable bike and it being twice the price for something that has the same kind of kit on it, it just makes sense, doesn't it, to go with a Voge. Now, I haven't ridden this bike yet. I'm really looking forward to it. There's a demo day here at Into Moto this coming weekend, and I'm certainly going to take one out. And I can't wait, to be honest, because if it rides as good as it looks, I think I might be tempted myself. So if you're interested in a bike like this, I'll put details, I'll put a link in for Into Moto, but what I will say for anybody looking to get the BMW, and I'm not calling BMW because I think they're great bikes, but what I would say is if you've tried one of those BMWs, before you put your money down, come down and try one of these, because you might be shocked at just how similar they are. In fact, no, you might be shocked at just how much better this is when you add all the extra kit in. But anyway, that's going to do me for now. Join me next time for another review. And I can't break a habit. I've got to finish like this.